Street food.
Street foodies! Last week on 太麻烦你了, I talked to some Chinese students about pets, what kind of pets they'd like to own, what kind of pets they had in the past. If you missed that, you can check out the link in the description. This week, we want to delve even further into this topic by visiting a Chinese pet store. Now, I've invited a guest to be interviewed on my show today, someone who has a lot of opinions about pets. My daughter, Journey.
Hi.
Can you tell me how to get to the pet store?
Well, you have to take a taxi and nearby Burger King. It just looks like a wide open space with lots of different stores around it.
First you walk through this kind of dark hallway and there's just these random cages around.
They had lots of puppies and a big fat bunny, which is very, very furry.
If you look under the staircase, you can see where they store the bunnies at night. It's kind of a little sketchy. But then you go through and they say, oh, we have more dogs over here, and they take you to nicer and nicer places. And then they even had some exotic pets like lizard.
And a big snake. And one time when we went to a place, there were lots of hamsters, and I saw a hamster that wasn't like any of the others, but it was a sick hamster, but because it had eaten a ball.
It was sick because it ate a ball?
Oh. A small, like a ping pong ball. But no fish.
That's right, there was no fish. They didn't have fish for pets. Which animal would you like to have as a pet?
Well, a golden retriever, I guess.
You like big dogs?
If they're trained and nice. Or a chihuahua.
Some of the animals were too big for their cages. They couldn't even stand up. It was kind of sad. You also wonder if they take good care of them. A lot of them look sick. Some of them they won't even let you buy. They're like, oh no, don't buy that one. Those cats and dogs look like they desperately wanted to escape. But I think that's true of all pet stores, right? What is your animal year?
Well,
What's daddy?
the horse.
What's mama?
The rooster.
And what's River?
The toots.
For our snack this week, I invited one of our favorite aunties, Auntie Karen, to teach us how to make Mashi. Now off the bat, you need to be careful with the pronunciation of this word. Okay, if you mispronounce it, you can say a slang word for horse poop. You wanna watch out. Check out how we make Mashi in this season's first bonus recipe. This is just an example of a Chinese recipe. We've got, we need flour, lukewarm water, some vegetables. That's the ingredients. Now, put the water into the flour little by little. How much water? Depends on how much flour. And make them into dough. No measurements, just go for it. That's the Chinese way. You get some flour, some water, put it together until you got a dough. If you can't figure that out, you have no business cooking it in the first place. So how do we do it?
First you need flour.
So it's a lot of flour to a little bit of water. Just add the water little by little. No salt in this dough, no eggs, nothing special, just flour and water. And it's a very stiff dough.
Just knead it till it's smooth.
I got it. Usually break it in part, so I can do it easily.
Roll the dough till it's smooth.
Then you're gonna cover it. In the meantime, we can skin the tomatoes. Put them in boiling water for just until the skin starts to rupture.
How long does that take? It was like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the skin comes off really easy.
I'm gonna peel some garlic and about a half onion. We chop our garlic and we chop our onion.
You gotta roll it out till it's about 1 centimeter thick. Alright, then you're gonna cut it into strips. And then each strip you wanna roll so that it becomes more round.
I'm done.
Keep going.
Okay.
You're gonna cut them so they're about square. If they're wet, you have to add a bit more flour. And there's 2 ways you can do it.
Alright.
So you can either do this, so you get a little flake, or you can do this, so you get a curly flake.
Flake or curly flake.
How's this?
Alright, that's the regular flake. Or
How is this?
curly flake.
How is this in Karen?
When I've seen students do it, they go so fast.
That's a nice little line of them you got going there, Joe. And some fun for the whole family.
Those look like shells.
Yeah. This time I didn't add very much water, so the dough is super stiff. Makes it harder to knead the dough. But if you add more water, then at this stage you have to be adding flour so that they don't all stick together.
So a stiff dough works really well at this stage, but it's harder at the kneading stage.
Okay.
Right. Now we need to boil the noodles.
Cook them till they're ready. How do you know when they're ready? When they float?
Yeah, cook them till they float.
And while they're boiling, we're gonna make the veggies. Got our garlic, our onions, and our tomatoes. Chop your tomatoes into some smallish. You add some oil.
And you add your garlic and onion.
Mixture of onions and garlic and tomato oil, salt. So you let the tomatoes cook down until they're pretty much almost like a mush. We mix in everything in the pot.
Tomato paste.
It looks a little better if you have green stuff to put in it too. Crack some eggs, scramble them up.
Then you drizzle the egg. And you'll have to wait a little bit till it starts to cook.
Egg cooks right in there with it.
If you get this out at a restaurant, they tend to spice it with a lot of chili oil. We like it spicy, but our kids generally prefer it more plain. Actually, I really like it fried. It's less healthy, but... I hope you enjoyed this episode. Show Karen some love in the comments. If you try this recipe at home, let me know how it goes. Send me a picture or something. Until next week, eat it on the street.
Watch out for the beers.
Street food. If you could have a pet, what kind of pet would you want?
Puppy and skunk and dolphin. A dolphin who walks with no tail, and dolphin has feet. And a frog and a baby tiger and also a reindeer and a Santa Claus. Wait, did I say Santa Claus?
Yeah, you did.
Santa Claus, not an animal.
At least not.